We remember Abraham Lincoln as a flawless historical giant, but his actual life was defined by crushing, repeated failures. Born in an isolated Kentucky log cabin in 1809, he grew up in extreme poverty and received less than a single year of formal education. Yet he possessed a relentless hunger to learn. He borrowed books from neighbors and read by candlelight, teaching himself everything he needed to know to survive. This isolation and lack of resources turned the act of learning into a daily struggle for existence, making persistence his primary survival tool. Take a look at this timeline mapping his early career. It is a nearly uninterrupted sequence of disasters. He lost his job as a farm laborer, his time as a shopkeeper ended in a failed business, and as he tried to enter politics, he was defeated in multiple elections. The cumulative weight of these rejections took a severe toll. He experienced a period of deep, agonizing personal depression, where many assumed he might simply give up. But he pushed through, slowly building a career as a lawyer whose integrity earned him the nickname Honest Abe. By 1860, decades of struggle finally culminated in his election as the 16th President of the United States. Surviving this decades-long sequence of personal loss provided the exact resilience required to manage the national catastrophe waiting for him in Washington. Almost immediately upon taking the oath of office, the United States fractured. The country was violently divided over the issue of slavery, rapidly plunging into the bloodiest conflict in American history. Look at the sheer density of this crowd. Millions of terrified, furious citizens were looking directly to him for a solution, placing an overwhelming weight squarely on his shoulders. His immediate political reality was singular and absolute. He had to prevent the Union from permanently breaking apart under massive military pressure. This created an almost paralyzing scenario. Every single strategic decision, every troop movement, and every public statement carried the very real risk of ending the United States forever. He found himself trapped between the brutal political necessity of winning a devastating war and addressing the festering moral rot of slavery that caused the conflict in the first place. Amidst this chaos, in 1863, Lincoln made the most courageous and risky choice of his presidency. This is the Emancipation Proclamation. It is the physical document that definitively shifted the nation's legal relationship with human bondage. This text acted as a definitive moral declaration that legally freed millions of enslaved people. This decision guaranteed massive political blowback. Maintaining this stance required extraordinary strength, especially as the war continued to rage on around him. He survived this pressure by leaning on the same refusal to quit he had practiced during years of poverty and professional rejection. Finally, in 1865, his political mandate was fulfilled. The Civil War came to a close, the Union was preserved, and the nation was saved. But just as the country began the long process of healing, an abrupt tragedy struck. On April 14, 1865, Lincoln was assassinated at Ford's Theater in Washington, D.C. A profound shockwave rippled through the public. They had instantly lost the leader who had just steered them through their darkest era. He died just as the Union was secured, having carried the weight of the war to its absolute conclusion at the cost of his own life. His administration enforced the legal end of slavery for millions and ensured the United States remained a single, unified entity. Lincoln's historical status grew from his capacity to withstand years of public rejection without retreating. Today, you can clearly see the results of that incredible resilience built directly into the physical architecture of our nation. The poor boy from a log cabin is now enshrined in marble. Lincoln's move from a log cabin to the presidency shows that the courage to keep making hard choices is what actually rewrites a destiny.